Welcome to WhoDooTV. We're at Emerald City Comic Con with David Barron.
You are now watching WhoDooTV.
You were a late add to this event, and it's good to see you.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here. Late ads are sometimes difficult to do,
Right?
but I'm happy to be here. It's one of my favorite shows of the year.
Right.
Seattle is always a good time. It proved that to me again last night when I was out with some of my friends.
Right.
Yep.
Nice. And, tell us a little bit what it takes for a creator to get to the con. What's that like?
Well, it can be difficult for different people. There's several different types of professionals that attend cons. You get obviously the easiest and best is when you're the show guest, when you're a guest of honor. Usually Stan Lee, of that caliber, Jim Lee, Jay Lee,
Right.
I mean. But no, it's like it's some of those type of things. Like you have to be established for a while and a big draw. I mean, when Jim comes, it's a huge draw. When Stan comes, it's a huge draw. So you get a guest honor. When you do that, you're booked probably a year in advance.
Right.
You don't have to worry about anything. The travel's taken care of. The hotels taken care of. All that. Then you get the next level, which is the guests.
Okay.
Luckily, in my career, I've kind of got to that level where I'm guest of most of the shows that I go to. So the travel's paid for, your hotel's paid for, and you book it about 3 to 6 months in advance.
Okay.
And it's kind of funny that we talk about this because I was actually just talking to a relatively new professional about like, when do I book things? Because they found out that I was a late ad, and they're like, how do you even do that?
Right.
And for this show, because I was a late ad, travel couldn't be paid for, hotel couldn't be paid for, because everything was already solidified.
Okay.
And so I ended up doing, calling up and just saying, hey, I want to attend the show. I had a friend, that begged me to come, and I love the show. I go, okay,
Right.
I got friends there. I'm doing it.
Good.
And what that involved was me getting on, Expedia or whatever else, Travelocity, and trying to find the best rates, to pay. And the show did give me my table, complimentary. A lot of shows do that, for pros that have been in the industry for a while. So, it's grateful because it lowers the cost of traveling. A lot of times when people charge for certain things, it's because there's a lot of out of pocket to be here. And most of my things, even though I have Stained now, most of my things isn't necessarily me promoting something. So there's not promotion costs. Most of my things is just interacting with fans. Giving them signatures on their books, doing some sketches for them, things like that. So having the cost taken care of is a big thing. But yeah, being a late ad is always kind of exciting. It's a lot of, you guys helped out. My other friends have helped out spreading the word, getting the word out there that you're there. Because of people, I mean, this isn't my normal location. It's not a bad location. I don't think there's a bad location at Emerald City, which makes it really good. But usually I'd be closer to the people I work with and things like that. But sometimes it's really nice to be in different areas of the Artist Alley because you get to introduce to different types of artists, new artists, and it kind of re-energizes you on where you started and where you came from as well.
Awesome. And you've been doing this for a while. Do you still have any geek out moments with some other creators or some of those headline guests?
No, I never really geeked out.
Okay.
Ever since Wildstorm kind of beat that out of me.
Right.
So when I've been going to San Diego Comic Con's my hometown con. I started going there 6th, 7th grade. So I went to about four or five Comic Cons before I became a professional at 15, which was my sophomore year of high school. From my sophomore year to my senior year, I was still kind of geeking out. Kevin Smith, was a big one for me. Mallrats. I had an opportunity to work on Mallrats, doing some of the coloring on the comic book covers that's in the credit. Chasing Amy. All those Kevin Smith movies were really big to me. So when I saw Kevin and I saw Jason Mewes and things like that, I was always kind of, a bit more geeky out. If Angelina Jolie was there one year.
Oh, wow.
It was really cool to see her. But about 18, 19, after I used to bring, my Wildstorm books to all my Wildstorm coworkers to sign, they kind of just beat that out of me. So now I just kind of enjoy it, and I give them their space too.
Yeah.
If I run into someone, over and over again, like I'll say hi, and then it becomes kind of like a coworker type of thing, more than oh, you're
Oh
so and
my
so
gosh.
from so and such,
Right.
just because I've done it for so long. I
Right.
mean, we're talking about 23 years of conventions, so
Been exposed.
yeah,
And shout out to Kevin Smith. Get well soon, buddy.
absolutely,
So,
absolutely.
and so you're at the con, and what are people saying when they come up and ask about Stained?
They're saying they're loving it,
Yeah.
which is great. The people that ask about it that've never seen it, it's not the toughest sell, thankfully. I explain what it is. I don't get everybody at a big show like this, but I get a lot of people, and I just give them the pitch of sci-fi series. You follow Emma, recovery artist. She goes after a missing painting. Instead of finding a missing painting, she finds something tragic, and depending on like what I gauge them out, I might throw in the human trafficking side and things like that. There's a couple guys that be like, okay, painting's not my thing, and I say human trafficking, and they go, oh, and they pull the book back and they start looking through it. So you got to know your audience a bit as a good salesman. People that have heard about it from word of mouth but never actually seen it have kind of searched me down like, oh, that's Stained. I've heard about this book. Tell me about it. And so I tell about it, and usually they walk away with it. And then as today, I got a fan coming up to me. She came up to me dressed as Tank Girl, and she goes, that's who I want to be. Pointing at Emma. Cool. She goes, no, that is me. I love everything about her, and she got the whole set, floppy. So now she got the trade, and I gave her the free poster, for Emerald, and it was super rewarding to have someone just gush about Emma, not so much the book itself, but the character inside the book. And that's meaningful because that means I created a character that people actually like. And that really is the goal. You want your main character likable.
And she is an awesome character. I do like her too. And then you're also doing a lot of sketches. I actually got one from you. Got it right here. And so one of the best sketch covers that you're going to get is going to be from David Barron. Should check him out. You've done quite a bit. And I think that's one thing that people don't quite know. They're always looking at original art. They don't quite see that you can get a bunch of sketch covers.
Yeah, no, it's, sketch covers are kind of like the new sketchbook. When I was younger and going around, I would grab my sketchbook and I would hand it to people. And what would happen is, why, John Cassidy is working on my sketchbook, I gotta wait. And then when he's done, I can then grab it and then take it to, Wills or someone else. So it took time. Now you hand me a blank. You say, please sketch on it. I sketch on it. You come back, you get a sketch, put on it. And I can rack them up. So I have all these here from, different people. I think I have 4 currently that had to be picked up. So I just keep going. I'll show Divinity. It's for all Valiant fans out there. So you get a good amount of them, but that's the beautiful part about it is they get to go other places, get another sketch from someone else while I'm working on mine. Now, back in the day, it was kind of etiquette that a lot of times you'd watch them draw your sketch. It was kind of like one of those things, and I enjoyed that part. Nowadays, almost no one watches you sketch. It's 1 out of 100 people say, do you mind if I watch? And part of the reason is you get backed up now. So I did catch up for today finally. Right before you guys got here, I think I finished, my last one for Divinity, and you kind of get backed up. So people have to kind of wait nowadays because of the way you can just accept stuff, and no one's expecting it right away anymore. Now it's like, what day are you, leaving the show? Are you a Sunday, a 4-dayer, or are you just here for the day? And then I kind of, bump them up or down depending on that.
And so is that, if they see you, if you're working on somebody's sketch, are you cool with them sitting there watching you do it?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Cool. Yeah, no, if that's part of the reason why I draw out here. I know there's some people that don't like it, and they'll actually just take stuff back with them to their, hotel, finish it off there, and then, bring it back. But no, I put myself out there for people to see who I am. I don't mind, being exposed as an artist. It's something that I've been used to since I was a kid. I've been drawing live for people since I started as a professional, because there's no other way to do it at cons for the most part. So I'm pretty used to it. Same way when I color or even write in front of someone. If someone's reading over my shoulder, I don't really get too paranoid, awesome. By them. So yeah, no. If you see someone drawing, I mean, that's the beautiful part about cons. I would totally recommend seeing them and watching how they do it. That's how you learn too. If you're aspiring artist, watching them, how they do their techniques, how they use their tools. That's part of the way that I improve as an artist.
Awesome.
Now we have YouTube videos and all that, but I learned so much just watching people draw.
Awesome. And so, what's your favorite part of cons?
The nightlife. The nightlife's probably my favorite. I had a really good time with some close friends, and we got to just go around Seattle to some of our favorite places, especially when you get to go back to the same places.
Right.
I have several favorite spots.
Yeah.
In Seattle downtown, and I'm hitting another one tonight. And we hit 4 yesterday, and
awesome.
And that's the best part, because that's the part, because I'm stuck behind my table for the show, because I believe that you sit behind your table for 90% of the show,
right.
Because people come up to you, and it's part of the responsibility. But during the night you get to finally interact with friends. You know, in fact, when you guys showed up, I was on my phone because I was about to text everybody, "This is where I'm eating.
Right.
Come join or come late." But this is where I'll be.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, and I want to thank you again for meeting with us as always.
Yeah.
We appreciate friend of the show. We want some more Stained, so everybody go out, grab Stained. I picked you up a signed copy of Stained that you could win. Thanks for watching WhoDooTV. Thanks, David.
Thanks for having me on.
Appreciate it. If you like videos like this one, make sure you hit subscribe. Follow us on Twitter at WhoDooTV. And also, we want to thank our friends over at Outright Geekery. Check them out for everything geeky. Later.